Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss one of the important topic of class 12th chemistry biomolecules topic, that is proteins. Now this topic is important for class 11th bio student also and for the class 12th chemistry student also. तो होता क्या है कि जिन स्टूडेंट्स के पास बायो होती है वो 11th में ये टॉपिक कर लेते हैं और 12th में उनको केमिस्ट्री में बहुत ही ईजी रहता है. बट जो नॉन बायो स्टूडेंट्स हैं क्लास 12th केमिस्ट्री में वो ये सोचते हैं क्योंकि बायो स्टूडेंट्स को ये पहले से आता है तो अब हमें समझ नहीं आएगा. सो दे टेक इट एज ए डिफ़िकल्ट टॉपिक, बट इट इज़ अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड द ईजी टॉपिक फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. सो we will learn some basic definition, classification and structure in this video. So it is derived from one Greek word proteus, which means prime importance. So protein are very important biomolecule which is required by our body. So this is the literal meaning, that it is a very important component which is required. Now what is protein in a chemical term? So chemically it is a condensation polymer in which monomeric units are alpha amino acids. So there are three terms: condensation polymer, a monomeric unit, amino acid. So again I am repeating, what are proteins? They are the condensation polymer in which monomeric units are alpha amino acid. So first of all, understand what do you mean by the alpha amino acids. Amino acid, which means a organic compound containing the acidic part as well as the amino part, and all these are attached to the alpha carbon atom. So if the amino group is attached to the carbon containing the carboxylic group, so that carbon is known as alpha carbon atom. That is, this carbon is directly attached to the carboxylic to which amino group is attached. So now this is a one monomer, this is a one unit. So when we combine number of units like this, now just for example I am taking one more unit of this alpha amino acid like this, and now we are condensing it. Condensing, which means there will be addition by removal of any molecule. It can be a water or it can be something else. So here water is removed from here, so this condensation will take place and leads to formation of this polymer where n number of units are there. अभी तो हमने यहाँ पे दो ही मॉलिक्यूल लिए हैं, बट जब n मॉलिक्यूल आपस में कंबाइन करते हैं इन दिस फॉर्म, विच फॉर्म ऑफ पॉलीमर, एंड इट इज़ फॉर्म फ्रॉम वेयर, अ मोनोमर. और मोनोमर इसमें क्या है? अल्फा अमीनो एसिड. वाई इट इज़ अल्फा? In order to understand this alpha definition clearly, for example, this is a functional group COH. Now if another functional group is attached to the same carbon to which this COH attached, so this is known as an alpha amino acid. This is an acid and alpha, because amino group is attached to the directly to the carbon where this acidic group is attached. Now if amino group is attached to the next carbon to the acidic carbon, this is the acidic group which is attached to a carbon, and further to a carbon the amino group is attached, then it is a beta amino acid. Similarly, if it is after to the third carbon, then it is gamma. So what is the proteins? They are the condensation polymer of alpha amino acid. So this is a alpha amino acid, one monomer combining with another monomer and forming a long chain like structure in which there is CO, this is OH, and this H will remove. What is left here? NH, CHR, H, again CO, and this OH will form bond with another NH2. Again this NH2 H will bond form with another CH. So which means there n number of molecules will combine and form this polymer. And what is this polymer is known as? This polymer is known as protein. So first of all, understand this definition. What is proteins? They are the condensation polymer in which monomeric units are alpha amino acids. Next topic of the protein is classification of these amino acids. So if we observe the structure of an amino acid, it contains an acidic part in it, it contains a basic part in it, that is amine here, this is H here, and this is the alkyl group. So it seems to be neutral because it contains the acidic part, one acidic part and one basic part. So one classification is the neutral amino acid. Now what type of substituent present in this are will decide whether that amino acid is a acidic or a basic amino acid. So there are three categories for the classification of amino acids. One is the neutral, next is the acidic amino acid, and the third one is the basic amino acid. So neutral amino acid, if it contain one COH and one NH2 group, and acidic amino acid, if in this case one NH2 and two COH, one COH here and one is present in a form of a substituent. Whereas in case of a basic amino acid, it contains two NH2 group, and only one COH group. Now in general there are 20 amino acids, and you must learn at least two examples of each type of amino acids. For example, glycine and alanine are the neutral amino acids. For acidic, these are aspartic, glutamic and asparagine. And for the basic, it is lysine, arginine and histidine. So out of 20 amino acids, 3 are acidic in nature, 3 are basic in nature, and 14 are neutral in nature. So this is a general classification of alpha amino acids, that is the neutral amino acid, acidic amino acid and the basic amino acid. Now for the structure, I will upload a separate video, the trick how to learn the structure of these 20 amino acids. So in this video we only main focus on the classification and the, we can say, basic structure. So the first classification is the basis on their nature, whether it is neutral, acidic or basic. So here the basic concept is the nature. Now the next classification is the basis on their need, that is they are essential for the body or they are non-essential for the body. So the next classification is essential amino acids. So first of all we will discuss the definition. So essential amino acids are amino acids which body cannot synthesize. That is, we have to take these amino acids in our diet. These amino acids are not synthesized by the body, hence they are called essential amino acids. And the non-essential amino acids which body can synthesize. So if body synthesize the amino acid, it is called as a non-essential because we don't have to take that amino acid in our diet. Whereas in case of essential amino acid, if we not take that amino acid in our diet, it will cause a deficiency in our body and we will suffer from various diseases like Kwashiorkor. And the next important fact, that out of 20 amino acids, 10 are essential and 10 are non-essential amino acids. Now just a trick to learn, these all the 3 basic amino acids are the essential amino acids. So out of 10, these 3 are the essential amino acid, whereas all these 5 आर द नॉन एसेंशियल. तो अगर नॉन एसेंशियल का एग्जाम्पल पूछा है तो आप न्यूट्रल और एसिडिक में से कोई एक दे सकते हैं, और एसेंशियल का एग्जाम्पल पूछा है तो आप बेसिक एग्जाम्पल बता सकते हैं. नाउ द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज द फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अल्फा अमीनो एसिड्स. नाउ व्हाट आर द फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अमीनो एसिड? फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी, दे आर कलरलेस. सेकेंड, दे आर नॉन वोलेटाइल क्रिस्टलाइन solid, which means they possess very high melting point. They decompose at fairly high temperature, that is high melting point. Amino acids are insoluble in non-polar solvents like petroleum and ether, but they are soluble in water because they are polar in nature, and their aqueous solution possess a high dipole moment. So nowadays in MCQ pattern, this question can be easily framed which of the property is incorrect. So first of all, you must learn what are the correct properties. That is, amino acids are colorless, they are crystalline solids, due to which they possess high melting and boiling point. Since they are polar, which means they will be insoluble in the non-polar solvent and they will be soluble in the water part. And since they are soluble in water and polar in nature, hence they possess high dipole moment. Now, as we know, this is the structure of the amino acid, which contain the acidic part as well as the basic part, but it is not classified as an acid or a base, but both these groups interact with each other does easily affect the properties of each other, so that we can say amines are not completely amines here, acid are not completely acid there, their properties are somewhat affected by each other. Or we can say they neutralize their effect by the transfer of proton. So how this transfer of proton takes place? The H from COH is transferred to, because this amine group carries a lone pair, so now it is protonated, forming NH3 plus CHR and COO minus. So now this dipolar ion, why this is a dipole? Because there are two poles present in this ion, positive charge as well as negative charge. This dipolar ion is also known as a Zwitter ion. So we can define this Zwitter ion as the ion which is formed by transfer of proton from the carboxylic group of the amino acid to the amino group within the molecule. The ion which is formed by transfer of proton from carboxylic group to the amino group within the molecule is called as a Zwitter ion. So this is a dipolar ion, and it is also called as a internal salt. So this is a very important question. What is a dipolar ion, or what is a Zwitter ion, or what is an internal salt? So ion which is formed by transfer of proton from the carboxyl to the amino of the same group in a molecule. Now because of this Zwitter ion, all these properties arises. One more property here is isoelectric point, and all these property arises because of this Zwitter ion. So what is the isoelectric point? So isoelectric point is a pH at which there is no net migration of amino acid under the influence of an applied electric field. Now the question arises, why the migration takes place in normal condition? Now just for example, this is a Zwitter ion, a dipolar ion. Now what happen in acidic condition? It will exist as a cation. Just for example, this will become COOH attached to CH. This will remain NH3 plus here because addition of H plus. So H goes to this carbon, due to which it exists as a cation. Now under the effect of electric field, now this ion will move towards cathode. Now here we are discussing that is no net migration. So initially, why migration takes place? Whenever there is an acidic medium, then this dipolar ion changes into this cation, and this cation will move towards cathode under the influence of the electric field. Now similarly, if we apply here the basic medium, this is the acidic medium. Now if we apply the basic medium here, so now this H will join this OH, form water, and now this will be NH2. So which means an ion is formed in this case. Now an ion in this case, so this is the charge here. So an ion in this case will move towards anode. So this is the first structure, which is under the influence of the electric field move towards the cathode. This is the second structure, under the influence of electric field it's moved towards anode. But this dipolar ion do not migrate towards any of the cathode or anode under the effect of electric field. So this ion, or we can say the pH at which this dipolar ion exists, is called as an isoelectric point. The pH at which there is no net migration of amino acid under the influence of an applied electric field. Just for example, this cation move towards cathode, this anion move towards anode, whereas this dipolar ion do not move towards cathode or anode. So the pH at which this dipolar ion exists is called as an isoelectric point. So we can say in the acidic medium this first cation will exist, whereas in alkaline medium this anion will exist. But however, at some intermediate value of pH, the concentration of cation 1 will become equal to the concentration of anion 2, due to which amino acid will exist as a dipolar ion. That is, a neutral dipolar ion exists when there is equal amount of cation 1 and cation 2 exist. So at that stage, that pH is said to be the isoelectric point. Now there is no net migration of this amino acid under the influence of the applied electric field. So this pH is known as an isoelectric point. What happened at isoelectric point? There is no net migration of amino acid under the influence of an applied electric field. And important fact, each amino acid have some specific isoelectric point. Now because of this dipolar ion, it possesses an high melting point, and because of its polar nature, it is soluble. Now the next important topic from the protein is the peptide bond. So the bond formed by condensation of amino group and the carboxylic group with the elimination of water molecule. Now these amino group and carboxylic group are present in the different amino acid. Now for example, when there is a one amino acid, we are taking here just a common example, representation of an amino acid, alpha amino acid, when it is condensing with another amino acid. So in both the cases, in both the amino acid, amino group of one amino acid and carboxylic group of another amino acid, they condense, and there is a loss of a water molecule. Now due to which the bond which is formed, that is, this will remain the same, NH2 here, but now this will become CO, and here it become NH, which is further attached to CHR COOH. Now this CONH linkage is an amide linkage, which is also known as here peptide bond. So this is an amide linkage, CONH. This amide linkage is known as a peptide bond. So what is a peptide bond? The bond which is formed by amino group and the carboxylic group of two alpha amino acids, which leads to formation of peptide bond with the elimination of water molecule. That is why it is known as a condensation. Now if two molecules of amino acids are used, it is known as a dipeptide. If further one more amino acid is used, which means 3 molecules used, then it is classified as a tripeptide. Then if 4 are used, tetrapeptide. And if n number of molecules of amino acid condense together and form a long chain, then it is known as a polypeptide chain, which means a large number of molecules condense together, large number of amino acid molecules condense together, so that there is an elimination of water molecule and formation of this peptide linkage, so which leads to formation of a polypeptide chain. Now just for example, this is a dipeptide. In this case, both these two groups are free here. So now it is further combining with one more amino acid, HR and COOH. So again loss of water will take place. So now the chain consists of this part, CHR NH2 CO NH bond. This is this one. Then this CHR. Now this one. So again it is CO. Again this is NH, and again this is free to combine with another amino acid. This is again free to combine with another amino acid. So it can condense, and in each condensation there is a loss of water molecule. So this kind of linkage, CONH linkage is known as a peptide bond. एक बार फाइनल हम रिवाइज कर लेते हैं इसमें से क्या क्या MCQ फ्रेम हो सकते हैं. प्रोटीन आर ऑफ प्राइम इंपॉर्टेंस. कौन से पॉलीमर्स हैं? कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमर. विच टाइप ऑफ अमीनो एसिड? अल्फा अमीनो एसिड. इसका मोनोमर यूनिट क्या है? अल्फा अमीनो एसिड. अल्फा आपको डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल अमीनो एसिड के दिए हुए हैं, एंड यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई विच वन इज एन alpha amino acid. Then the next part is on the classification. You must know why it is neutral, acidic or basic. Then you must learn examples of एसिडिक, बेसिक एंड न्यूट्रल. जैसे मैंने बताया कि नेक्स्ट वीडियो में अपलोड करने वाली हूँ कि कैसे ट्रिक हम इसको लर्न करें. देन द नेक्स्ट वन इज़ द असेंशियल की क्या डेफिनेशन है, नॉन असेंशियल की क्या डेफिनेशन है. ये रीजनिंग और असर्शन का पार्ट हो सकता है. देन अगर असेंशियल हमने नहीं लिया तो विच डिजीज़ वी कैन ईजिली हैव एंड नंबर ऑफ असेंशियल एंड नॉन असेंशियल कितने नंबर हैं. ठीक है. देन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज़ द प्रॉपर्टीज़ ऑफ द अमीनो एसिड्स. देन correct and incorrect property we can easily identify from this. Then what do you mean by the Zwitter ion? Zwitter ion की proper definition क्या होती है. internal salt भी कहते हैं इसे, dipolar ion भी कहते हैं. Then next, what is an isoelectric point? What is its definition? कैथोड की तरफ कौन मूव करेगा, एनोड की तरफ कौन मूव करेगा, दोनों की इक्वल कंसंट्रेशन पे ही दिस डाइपोलर आयन एग्जिस्ट करेगी. Then the next part is the peptide bond. What is removed in case of peptide bond? A water molecule is removed. That is why it is known as a condensation polymer. That is, elimination of water molecule will take place. These two group presents on two different amino acid which condense to form which type of linkage? Amide linkage, which is also known as a peptide. When 2 combine dipeptide, 3 combine tri, 4 combine tetra and long chain is known as an polypeptide chain. In the next video, we will discuss the different structures of protein, that is a primary, secondary and tertiary structure, and what are other classification of protein, that is the globular and the fibrous protein. So kindly check the description box for all the MCQ question related to the topic and watch the next video which will be in continuation with this topic. Thank you everyone.